So what is an agonal rhythm? An agonal rhythm just looks exactly like this. You will have a rate below 20. You will have QRS complexes that are very wide and bizarre with long pauses of electrical activity in between, followed by another wide, bizarre QRS. This is non-life sustainable. It is a lethal rhythm. This occurs when a patient is dying. CPR needs to be going on if this is the patient's underlying rhythm and the patient wants to be saved or resuscitated, but this is not conducive to continuing life. And this is an agonal rhythm, as opposed to asystole. Asystole is another rhythm where you will just have a straight line, and that has absolutely no electrical activity. So asystole will just look like this. You might have a few little waves or just but there is no electrical activity. This is asystole, which is different than agonal. Agonal, you will have those wide, bizarre QRSs. This is an emergency situation. There is no electrical activity. It is also called flatline in some circles. The patient has absolutely no electrical activity. The patient, if they are going to survive, needs to have a pacemaker put in, and hopefully that pacemaker will begin to work and cause QRSs and at the same time contraction, because just because we have QRS complexes does not necessarily mean we will have contraction of the ventricle. So now I'm going to move the camera and I'll show you an example of asystole on the top. Oops. Asystole on the top and agonal on the bottom. So you can clearly see the difference. Asystole does have a little bit um, of just wave but no electrical activity, as opposed to agonal that has these wide, bizarre QRSs. Both of these are not sustainable with life, so they are lethal rhythms. So your lethal rhythms are ventricular tachycardia, ventricular fibrillation, asystole, which is a flat line, agonal, which is wide, bizarre QRSs with a rate below 20, and torsades de pointe can turn into a lethal rhythm.